choice, then they're okay. That's wrong. Just my quick question for you is, I've caught you guys. I've been following your band since the mid-'70s. I've seen you guys, 24 times, and you always seem so disciplined up there. And I was always wondering, the tour has got to be extremely grueling. And was there any rules set by you or Springsteen or anybody else in the band about drugs and alcohol? Because it must have taken its toll. I mean, traveling from city to city like that.
Yeah, it did. It got pretty standard after a while. We pretty much had it down to a science. But no, that was definitely a big no-no. And yeah, just didn't want to see it. If it was around, he didn't want to see it. And that was the name of that tune. It was a good gig, you know. It's like, why mess with this?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know how it is. Yeah, I mean, after a while, people thought that's who I was, so they didn't know if I was drinking or drugging anyway.
Yeah.
So they don't know the difference.
Yeah. Because, I mean, some of those shows, they were going for 3.5 hours. And, I mean, it was like doing a marathon. It must have been brutal sometimes waking up and going to the next show, huh?
Yeah, depending what happens after the show, too, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
May go longer.
Well, listen, thanks a lot. Keep it up. I'm a big fan.
Oh, you too, man.
Hey, listen, I missed... Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
I turned you on, and I missed you were having an auction.
Oh,
Are you moving to California or something?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually leaving tomorrow, but we're having a big auction on June 27th.
You get to do some recording out there?
Yeah, I'm writing for television and film.
Oh, excellent. Great. Well, listen, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Brian, thanks for your call.
Okay, thank you.
What we're going to do is pause very briefly for station identification. Well, we know where we are. We're TV 34 NJ Law Live. 681-3331. We'll be back with myself and my guest, Danny Federici, in a second.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
Oh, hi, we're back. We're going right to a phone call. Kathleen?
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Just fine. For you folks at home, that's Kathleen Federici, who's called us here at the studio. And we kept you on hold. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'd like to call her Lucy myself.
He kept saying Lucy's on the phone. I said, no, she must be on line 3 or something.
Well, I think Danny should explain why he was called the Phantom and why he's trying to get away from that particular nickname that he was given on stage.
Good question.
Okay, caller. No, my Phantom was because I guess I didn't want to hang around. I wanted to do what I was going to do. I do my job and get the heck out of there, and then I could do what I want. I could party, I could drink, I could do drugs, I could get out of the situation. And I guess that's about it as far as the Phantom. I mean, I sort of like didn't partake in any of the sober activities of the band. I do my own thing.
And when you do you feel like you missed a lot of stuff? Not. We talked about this once. You know, maybe some of the in and outs of the business end.
Yeah, I do. Now I'm going back and wishing I'm doing some of the schmoozing now that I could have been doing then, job-wise.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely would have, you know, so it was an impediment to what the profession you chose.
Yeah.
Actually, and then you were able to function mechanically as far as playing. I guess you guys rehearsed a lot. You know.
Got less and less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you got to know the song,
yeah.
You only have to do so many.
You play one song 100 times, you remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, but then because of the mechanical aspects of it, then you don't have to spend as much time thinking about that. And then everything, all the auxiliary things that were going on, you kind of missed out on.
Some yes, some no. Some of it I didn't care for at all. Mm-hmm. I loved the playing. I loved a lot of parts about it, but some of the Hollywood parties and things like that, I didn't care for.
No, I don't know.
More of a you know, I'm not kind of a lunch guy. Let's do lunch, you know. I'm like, you know.
And now you're
talk
moving to the
me.
lunch capital of the world.
Now I'm doing lunch, yeah, right.
Kathleen, I personally have to recognize you because Danny has himself, and actually, you're one smart cookie. If you got him to do what he needed to do for him.
It's really important that most clinics around the country for drug and alcohol, and well, basically, I say just about any abuse because you can just about abuse anything, shopping, exercise. If you have that type of personality, you just have an abusive personality.
Shopping? Did you say shopping?
So yes, I know.
Where is that place?
Himself, but by lighting the fire, I guess, under his pants, so to speak, and getting him into treatment and getting him to where he is today, with so many years being sober.
Well, that had a lot to do with the fact that I am a product of an alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic. I was brought up to know that alcoholism was a disease at a very young age when most people didn't recognize it. I had a mother who taught Al-Anon and Alateen and AA classes and, was into all of it. So it was something that I was really, really very aware of. And the minute I saw Danny, I knew I was going to marry him, and I had the foggiest idea who the man was. But he had been clean and sober at the time when I did meet him, and I was lucky enough that I didn't have to deal with a large part of his drinking. It only took a couple of times, and that was it, and I just said, no, I won't live this kind of life. I've been through this, and I won't do it again. And I thank God that Danny's been sober this long. My father also has been sober for about 12 years now, and so it's been great.
How much of a role do loved ones take in this type of disease?
I think it's a real important role that loved ones take, especially whenever people are in denial. I think that it's really important to do interventions. That's where you get family members and have a system or a particular place already set up where you can just check the person in, but you confront them in front of everyone along with the counselor and all the family members, and then they finally realize, yes, you're right, I do need help, and they go. And like you say, it's not someone's always instrumental in getting you there one way or another. It may not take the first time. It may take 2 times. It may take 3 times. The important thing is that you get clean and sober.
The message sticks. Even if it doesn't take the first time, it'll never be the same. Because every time you go back, you don't feel the same about it,
And another thing, too, is that the family... but all these other, different clinics and stuff offer family programs, which is very important for the families to partake in. A lot of them don't think they need to go, but what you don't realize is you also have the disease. Even if you're not using, you still have the disease because you've covered for them. Oh, well, he's sick today, he won't be into work, and only because he was drunk or he was out drugging or something. So
the enablers are as guilty as
definitely. Enabling is a really big thing. Codependency is a very big thing, and these are all words that people are now starting to understand and learn and realize.
You take on all his or her problems.
Yeah.
As well.
We should have put her in the trunk when we came up.
I know.
See?
I think she is in the trunk.
He's been trying to get me in the trunk for a month because of this move. Listen, I'll let you guys go and let somebody else get in, but if there's anybody out there that, please call someone, get some help. It's really important. And even if you can't get your spouse or your friend or whatever to get help for yourself. Go to Al-Anon, go to Alateen. It's important stuff.
Good stuff.
Thanks so much for calling, Kathleen.
I'll talk to you about it later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's interesting, getting help, and that kind of brings to my area a little bit, because I think people don't realize, and as we got to know each other in the last couple of years much better than we ever had in the past, we spoke a lot about that, in my role, your role, and initially, I remember you saying, you know, gee, you know, a little standoffish, she's a cop.